stories across the globe. Ebi Iyomon joins us. Hello, Ebi. Good morning. Oh, a new hairstyle.
Good morning, bye. Morning, bye. Thank you. And good morning, Dr. Abati. Nice to see all three of you this morning. Yeah, we just quickly proceed to the major sports stories. We have the under-19 cricket national team in the Africa World Cup qualifiers, and they've had major stumbles, losing their first two games against Namibia and Tanzania. And they needed a win to at least boost their position on the table, but it did not happen against Tanzania. They needed 155 runs in this game, but managed only 32 runs. This puts them in a very precarious situation because only one team from Africa will qualify for this tournament, and they are bottom of the table without any win yet. So they will be hoping it's going to be very tough for them because countries like Kenya and Namibia are all doing very well in these particular qualifiers. But more matches are going to be played, and it's going to come to an end this Sunday. We'll see how they will fare. But as it stands, they are really not doing well on the table. Move away from that and go straight now to the boxer story of from the weekend, where the Nigerian boxer Larry Waju collapsed on the ring. But we have the Nigerian Boxing Board Control Federation coming out to say that he was not sanctioned to fight on Saturday, and he was sanctioned to fight on Friday. Let's take a listen to the Secretary General.
The truth of the matter is that the NBBFC gave approval, that's release letter, to Segun Olaraju's success to fight in Ghana on the 28th. The 28th of March, I believe, is a Friday. That means weighing and medicals must have been done on Thursday. Now, at the weighing, I was made to understand an issue cropped up where Segun was being told that he's brought from Nigeria to come and lose to the Ghanaian boxer. And Segun said, no, we never had this agreement before I left Nigeria. But if you do want me to lose, then that means you must add to my purse. And extra must be paid. Back and forth until Friday. That's the night of the fight. We were still discussing this addition or not. Segun said the amount of money, maybe $500 that they were offering is too small. He wanted more. They were saying they will not be paying more than that. Eventually, Segun said he was going to fight. And he was taken from the venue of the fight Friday evening to the hotel so that he can leave for Nigeria on Saturday morning. The boxer and his coach, that's the one that came with him, were already on their way back to Nigeria. I made to understand they were even about getting to Aflao, that's what I was told, before a call came. Maybe Segun made the call, or the promoter or matchmaker made the call, and they said yes, they're now ready to at least increase or pay him what he was asking for as extra.
This is an extremely sad story, especially listening to what the Secretary General had to say, saying that there was initially plans for him to lose to the Ghanaian boxer. So this is already a case of match fixing, and considering the paltry amount of money he was meant to have won, it's just a sad story for him, a tragic story there for the boxing world. Move away from that and quickly go to the Premier League, where matches will be played after about 2 weeks since the international break, and we have Arsenal in action against Fulham. They'll be taking on the Fulham side, who just lost out of the FA Cup, and have Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on West Ham United, and Nottingham Forest will take on Manchester United. These games will seem to be so interesting. And looking still on the Premier League, we have Saka giving Arsenal a major boost. We know that it was already announced that he was back in training, but Arteta says he may just be playing today against Arsenal, in games between Arsenal and Fulham. And it's a big boost to Arsenal, who've really had a lot of stumbling since injury, about 3 months out. And move away from the Saka story, we'll move to tennis, where world number 1, that's Yannick Sinner, may just be on his way to still reclaiming the top spot. It's been a sad one for him getting out from due doping, and he's already halfway through his doping ban. But looking at it with his standings currently and the fact that his two closest opponents have had major stumbling blocks this year, it shows that he's still going to remain the top person. There are about 2,685 points ranking above Zverev, while Alcaraz is behind him by 3,610. And they had about 1,000 possible points to pick, an extra 500 from the WTA 500, but it seems they will not get it. And finally on this, we have Sabalenka still reclaiming the top spot after getting 2 titles this year, the Brisbane and the recently concluded Miami Open. She's been on fire since last year, and this year is going to remain with her on top, Swiatek second, and Coco Gauff third position. Well, that's all from me on the World of Sports today.
Maybe we need to have more investigation. Something is not adding up as regards the story, and our condolences to the family of the boxer. You said in that report that there were already allegations that they were going to fix the fight in his honor for $500. So that means they will have allowed the Ghanaian boxer beat the Nigerian boxer just for the sake of $500. We can sell national pride for the sake of $500. A man had bills to pay $500. Then secondly, he had gotten up to Aflao before he said there was a deal available. Then he came, then he fought, and the fight was not sanctioned. That's another negligence. And thirdly, it led to death. In all of this, see, I do not know who is going to file the lawsuit, but we should have multiple lawsuits across country lines. We should have multiple lawsuits in Ghana, in Nigeria, and everybody that is concerned with this must face the full wrath of the law. Success must not just die in vain. It must not just be a death in vain. Something must be done as regards this. Olanrewaju, you must not die in vain, because the system has collectively failed all of us.
I'll keep my comments very brief. I reiterate that I hope the investigation can continue on this issue, but I'll focus on cricket. And although the under-19 Nigerian squad is not faring so well, I still think that it is there's not enough publicity around the fact that there's so many cricket fixtures being hosted here in Nigeria at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, and just the potential around, because cricket used to be extremely popular. Of course, we know that it's a legacy of colonialism, but I think that it's a sport that, in diversifying, not every time football, you know, I think cricket is a fantastic game. I'm glad to see that we're still pushing forward with it, but I hope we can see more investment, more publicity around this wonderful game here in Nigeria.
Okay, very quickly. I mean, the allegation by Remy Aboderin, who was shown on the screen, he is the Secretary General of the NBBOC, Nigeria Boxing Board of Control, is that medical procedures were not followed. Even the coach of the late Olanrewaju's success also pointed out that, look, they did a weigh-in and they noticed that he was overweight for his age. And that was why he could not fight on Friday. But then, of course, when he was told that he would be given an additional bonus of $500, he changed his mind and went back for another fixture. But that there were no medical procedures. This is what the coach is saying, that there were no medical procedures. You can't just jump into the ring without having, gone through a medical fitness test. But the Ghana Boxing Association, the GBA, is denying. The GBA is saying that they followed all standard procedures before he was allowed to jump into the ring before this unfortunate incident occurred. So is the NBBOC, the Nigerian board, against the Ghana Boxing Association. Very unfortunate incident, but we still think that both bodies should collaborate to carry out further investigations. Arena Sabalenka, is number one, having, won the Miami Open, beating Jessica Pegula, 7-6, 6-2, a second title this year. She had won the Brisbane International earlier, and now, she's number one in the ranking. And finally, Ellen Haaland is out of action, having suffered an ankle injury in the Sunday FA Cup, quarterfinals against Bournemouth. Anyway, thank you, Ebi.